As the youngest of 3 boys in my family by some distance, I inherited a copy of Pokemon Yellow from my older brothers. As a very young kid playing on a lime green Game Boy Color, I had no idea what I was doing, but I loved it all the same. Eventually, I got my very own Game Boy Advance SP for Christmas one year, the tribal tattoo one. It was pretty cool. And my love for the Pokemon series blossomed thanks to my experience of playing Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, which I still have my original copies of to this day. Since my days of travelling through Kanto as a kid, I've spent a lot of time in both Johto and Sinnoh in particular, thanks to Diamond and Heart Gold, which would not have been possible without my trusty DS Lite. I've dabbled in various entries since then, with Legends Arceus being my favourite release in the series in recent years. If you haven't played a Pokemon game yourself, it's hard to put into words the sense of connection and genuine love that you develop for the Pokemon team that you build in each game. So now that the opportunity to literally build Pokemon using the bricks that I love so much has finally arrived, I simply couldn't resist picking up the new LEGO Eevee set and seeing if it's worth buying this as a LEGO and Pokemon fan. While I wouldn't list Eevee among my favourite Pokemon personally, it has become one of the mascots for the franchise, so it makes perfect sense why LEGO opted to go with it alongside the likes of the Kanto starters and Pikachu for this initial wave of sets. Following in the footsteps of other 18 plus LEGO sets, the instruction manual features a really nice couple of pages about Eevee and the theme in general. The inclusion of both the Pokemon Yellow and LEGO Pokédex entries for Eevee is a really neat touch, and I love how the details have been made suitably relevant for the LEGO version of the Pokédex entry. There are several more nicely detailed pages included that I won't show in this video because I think that you should enjoy seeing them for the first time yourself if you decide to pick up this set. So with all of that out of the way, what is LEGO Eevee actually like? Well, it looks like Eevee and it's instantly recognisable as being a LEGO set, so on the surface, it's pretty good. The build experience was fairly enjoyable, being spread across 6 bags and consisting of multiple sub-assemblies coming together to eventually form the finished model, which I think looks just about as good as you could hope for at this scale. That being said, there was some repetition to be found throughout the building experience, which was to be expected given the symmetry of Eevee's body. Despite the repetition, I had a good time putting this together over the course of a few hours. All 4 of Eevee's legs offer some articulation, with more to be found in the back legs, which combined with hinged movement in each of the paws allows for some really nice posability, which just helps to get across Eevee's playful demeanour. Speaking of articulation, Eevee's tail is held in place using the Technic joint, which offers a decent range of movement, albeit you can't move it directly up or down, instead needing to rotate it sideways first. The tail itself looks gorgeous in my opinion, beautifully capturing both the blend of colours in Eevee's tail and its shape in spite of LEGO's inherently blocky design. The fact that the Technic joint isn't dark grey does make it stand out slightly from the rest of the build, although it's not much of an issue for me personally. Moving towards the front, the ears can be moved up and down thanks to a rather simple but effective hinged design, and the two-tone design seen on Eevee's ears is replicated perfectly. Eevee's head can move a full 360 degrees thanks to a brilliantly hidden ball joint, which you really cannot see at all unless you really look for it when looking at this set from the side on. Thankfully, all of the additional details that you can see on Eevee are printed parts, all of which look really nice in my opinion. The face is suitably adorable just like it ought to be, with the eyes and little button nose capturing Eevee's signature cuteness perfectly. The prints included for the paws and back of the hind legs help to add a much appreciated level of detail that an 18 plus set like this really ought to have. I really like the approach taken with Eevee's fur on this set, with there being a few studs here and there amongst a largely smooth, studless surface. Personally, I like my LEGO sets to, well, look like LEGO sets, and the odd stud here and there helps to ensure that this set will be recognisable as such while on display. This set is the cheapest of the initial Pokemon wave, coming in at a price of €60. Considering the modest piece count, licensed IP, overall size of the finished build, and recent LEGO pricing trends of course, €60 honestly is not that bad of a price at all for this set. Given the price points of both the Pikachu and especially Kanto starter set, Eevee definitely feels like the comparatively best priced set out of the 3. If you're a big Pokemon fan or happen to be a fan of both LEGO and Pokemon and you find yourself desperate to get a taste of what the LEGO Pokemon line has to offer right now, then I don't think that you'll be disappointed paying full price for this set. I have to say that based off of my experience with this set, I'm cautiously optimistic about the future of LEGO Pokemon. One thing that is undeniable about Mega's handling of the Pokemon IP is that it brought with it a variety of building experiences, including those that emphasise play over display. For me personally, I really hope that we see smaller, more affordable and play-focused LEGO Pokemon sets in the months and years to come, and I imagine that LEGO do indeed plan to release those kinds of sets in the near future. All in all, I think that Eevee is a great starting point for the LEGO Pokemon line. Whether you're somebody who is already a LEGO fan or perhaps a Pokemon fan who just wants to see what all the LEGO hype is about, this set is going to provide you with both an enjoyable building experience as well as a fine piece to proudly display. Anyways, that's it for my thoughts on the new LEGO Eevee set. If you've stuck around to this point of the video, I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoy, perhaps you could like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more LEGO reviews just like this one. With all of that being said, I've been Dave, and I hope that you have a great day.